when you turn the steering wheel, even if you're not going quickly, a combination of things both visual and sensual stimulates your senses, as though everything is suddenly alright in the world. I know that may sound like the pretentious kind of twaddle some reviewers may use to garner more views. It really is like that in this GT3, and then when changing down for an upcoming corner and this magical PDK gearbox does its thing, sensory delight happens again. Then rev it all the way round to 9,000 and it is magnificent sound and fury. The whole experience is intoxicating. This all feels very different from other cars. It's lighter, sharper, better, and there's more. I discovered this intoxicating effect when I first drove an older GT3, and I've experienced it a couple of times since, always when I'm in a naturally aspirated GT Porsche. They're just so very exciting. They're like race cars, yet the race car antics don't cause any discomfort or terrors. In some fast cars I've driven recently, I've put my foot down and then, driven by a healthy lust for self-preservation, I've lifted it up again. I challenge anyone to keep their foot down for more than 2 seconds in a modern supercar on a typical British country road, which means you're paying for all that engineering and all that capability and you can't use it. Whereas in the 992 GT3 you can. Flat 6 produces 500 horsepower, which is a lot, yet the GT3 magic holds things just this right side of manageable. It's power and it is fun. It's power that peaks at 8,400 RPM with no drop off between that and the hallowed 9,000 redline. And that noise, Porsche files may claim it's not quite the same soundtrack back to back as a pre-particulate filter engine, but to these ears it's one of the finest sounding cars on sale today. And another magical highlight is this gearbox, which can claim to be the best out there. It's a 7-speed PDK that can scythe down through gears as fast as you can click your fingers. And unlike its manual shifter siblings, with their taller than necessary ratios, PDK keeps the turbine smooth mill in the right revs and on song at all times. And if you're wondering where the 992's 8th speed went to, it was deemed unnecessary here, thus saving 20 kilograms. Obsessive weight saving, you might think, and you'd be right. Why else, other than compulsive, obsessional behaviour, would Porsche make the brake pedal out of carbon fibre? The result of that obsession is accuracy, leading to confidence, which lets you deploy all that the GT3 has, sending your courage soaring even higher. Ambitious entry speeds, particularly in less than perfect conditions, can on occasion see the rear bias weight distribution assist the car's rotation a little more than you expected, but so completely does the GT3 immerse you in the physics of its movements that there is a slow-mo matter-of-factness to the required inputs rather than a panicked frenzy of hit-and-hope responses, and overwhelmingly the feel is of a car in mesmerising balance, with no one element of its mighty repertoire dominating what is a very special, seriously addictive driving machine. So, you want to know more about how fast this car really is and what it's like when you push it to its limits and beyond? Okay, I know a place just along this road where we can do precisely that. Set on the coast of North Wales, a short drive from Snowdonia lies this lovely island of Anglesey, home to glorious beaches, wildflower meadows and the spectacular Anglesey circuit, wherein we will unleash everything. As amenable as it is as a B-road barnstormer, remember always that GT3 is first and foremost a track weapon. And the steering initially feels fairly light here, but get on it and the response of the front end is incredible. And once the G-forces load up, there is all the information you could wish for, telegraphed to your senses through hands, body and feet. Load up the nose some more and point it where you feel like a 911 should start pushing wide, and the GT3 just digs into its tyres even more and keeps on digging for more and more grip. The rear is the same, it is utterly tenacious and it takes a concerted effort to unstick the mighty tyres, even when you do breach the limit of grip, and it's only with a very firm foot on the throttle or on the brakes that it will properly oversteer. Back out for a moment and it will straighten you up all smartly. Such is the response and tenacity that you find yourself driving incredibly quickly and smoothly with huge confidence. The stability is just so reassuring that you can really commit to corners, and you know that the shifts from the PDK box are so smooth that they will never unsettle the car. Braking force from these carbon ceramic brakes is phenomenal too, allowing you to push right up to and into the ABS with a real feel for the limit, a process you may confidently repeat time and time again. And if you can buy a 992 GT3, and I acknowledge how fortunate I was to have been chosen as a customer and able to buy this car, and my thanks again go out to Porsche Centre Chester for this. You might be doing so because, I don't know, the 992 GT3 is the ultimate Porsche of the moment, or because it's the best sounding engine and the best handling road going 911 ever, or you might just do so because it may be a safe place to put your hard-earned cash, whatever. But for heaven's sake, you must let it run. Take it to a track, rev it to 9,000 RPM, dive into corners precisely, or way too late if you'd rather. Revel in the steering so telepathic you'd swear physical connection is redundant. Just don't relegate it, like so many other high-end Porsches, to a life in a garage or just as a showpiece at car meetings. That would be criminal. That would be like hooking the finest winning racehorse there is up to a farmer's plough.
As you may have sensed, I quite like this car. In spite of facing relentless emission regulations, Porsche has triumphed by laying down a new performance benchmark while at the same time having one hand tied behind its back. How many other cars have seen such an increase in overall ability without needing to gain anything of any note in the straight line speed department? The fact that this astonishing engine isn't actually the biggest highlight speaks volumes. This is a car that flatters yet challenges you, drives like a cutting-edge racer and sounds like an old school Le Mans throwback. It puts the driver's emotions front and centre of everything. This new Porsche 992 GT3 is quite simply one of the finest blends of road and race car I have ever come across, and one that will take an almighty effort from its far pricier rivals to even begin to challenge. So thank you for watching. If you've liked this video, please feel free to click the like button, as in doing so it will tell YouTube to recommend it to more people, and comments are always welcomed. I read every single one and I'll reply to most. And if you haven't already, please think about subscribing. And if you hit this little notification bell, you'll know when I've uploaded the next video.
But damn, it feels good when you jump on it. Scars on my chest like you own it. You can have my last name if you want it. If you want it, if you want it. Yeah, girl, we don't even have to stop it. Take you higher than a real rocket. You can have my last name if you want it. If you want it, if you want it. Damn, it feels good. Good, good. Damn, it feels good. Oh, so good, so good. So damn, it feels good when you jump on it. Scars on my chest like you own it. You can have my last name if you want it. If you want it, if you want it. Yeah, girl, we don't even have to stop it. Take you higher than a real rocket. You can have my last name if you want it. If you want it, if you want it. But damn, it feels good when you jump on it. Scars on my chest like you own it. You can have my last name if you want it. If you want it, if you want it. Yeah, girl, we don't even have to stop it. Take you higher than a